Hi, hello friends, welcome to the channel. In today's video, we'll be seeing Unit 5 of Mechatronics MCQs, Actuators and Mechatronic System Design. Question number 1 is given as dash are the devices which are used to produce motion or action such as linear motions or angular motions. Option number A is given as actuators, option number B is given as sensors, option number C is given as transducers. They're asking the devices which are used to produce motion or some action, which can be linear means to and fro motions, and angular means rotational motions. Option A is given as actuators, option number B is given as sensors, and option number C is given as transducers. We know sensors is used for sensing the motion, and transducers are used for sensing the surfaces or used for measuring there is any discontinuities or any imperfections. For this purpose we'll be using transducers. But actuators are the devices which are used to produce motions or actions, so I'm going with option number A, actuators. Question number 2, primary functions of mechanical actuation systems include. Option number A is given as transformation of a rotatory motion into a translating motion. Option number B says transformation of rotatory motion for a long distance. Option number C says transformation of rotatory motion for a medium distance without slipping. Option number D says all the above. Option number A, transformation of a rotatory motion to a translatory motion. We are using a mechanical actuation system for converting rotational motion into translating motion. That is, if we are for converting rotatory motion to translating motions using pistons. And option number B says transformation of rotatory motion for a long distance. With short distance we can transfer rotatory motion using gears, but for long distance we can't transfer them using gears, so we'll be using pistons or we'll be using belt drives. Option number C says transformation of rotatory motion for a medium distance without slipping. If we are using some belt, they will be definitely slipping. For that purpose, we'll be shifting it with gears or rack and pinion mechanisms. So these are the primary functions of a mechanical actuation systems. So I'm going with option number D, all the above. Question number 3, actuators classification include. What are the types of classifications of actuators? Option number A is given as hydraulic and pneumatic actuators. Option number B says electrical actuators. Option number C says electromechanical actuator. And option number D says electromagnetic actuator. Option number E, all the above. We have 4 classifications on actuators. One is hydraulic and pneumatic actuators, where hydraulic fluids and pneumatic means air or gases are used as a medium for actuators, working medium for actuators. Here using electrical signals will actuate. Electromechanical, where electrical and mechanical energy is used for actuation. And another one is electromagnetic actuators. So I'm going with option number E, all the above, because we have 4 kinds of actuators: hydraulic and pneumatic actuators, electrical actuators, electromechanical actuators, and electromagnetic actuators. Question number 4, dash are the devices that are the choice of actuators for most of the on-off type control actions. For on-off type control actions, which in this classification, which actuators will be using? For on-off type actions, option number A, electrical actuators is given. Option number B, electromechanical actuators. Option number C is given as hydraulic and pneumatic actuators, and option number D says electromagnetic actuator. If we are going with on-off type, and then we'll be going with electrical actuators, because for on-off conditions the electrical actuators will be more easier, simple mechanism. So we are going with option number A, electrical actuators for on-off type. on-off control actions. Question number 5. Dash actuators are electrical motors that convert electrical energy into mechanical motion. Option number A is given as electrical actuators. Option number B, electromechanical actuators. Option number C, hydraulic and pneumatic actuators. Option number D is electromagnetic actuators. Actuators in the sense you can imagine pistons. Okay, actuators and pistons are the same. Okay, what are the actuators that converts electrical energy into mechanical energy? The word electrical and mechanical comes none other than electromechanical actuators. So electromechanical actuators are the electric motors that convert electric energy into mechanical energy. You're giving electricity as input and getting mechanical energy as output. Rotatory motion, that is mechanical energy and energy as output. So I'm going with option number B, electromechanical actuators. Question number 6. Dash are normally either rotatory motion motors or linear pistons or cylinders. Option number A is given as hydraulic and pneumatic actuators. Option number B is given as electrical actuators. Option number C is electromechanical actuators, and option number D is electromagnetic actuators. In the four given, hydraulic and pneumatic actuators, electrical actuators, electromechanical actuators, and electromagnetic actuators, among the four, hydraulic and pneumatic actuators are mainly rotatory motors or linear pistons or cylinders, because in engine we'll be using hydraulic pistons. Okay, because hydraulic pistons will be using, and in case of aeroplanes we'll be using this compressed air to move it. Similarly, in air compressed air engines we'll be using air pistons. It is of linear type. In our IC engines also it is of linear type. In gas engines, in Brayton cycles, the turbine is of rotatory motion. So I'm going with option number A, hydraulic and pneumatic actuators. In hydraulic turbines, that is Brayton cycles, we'll be having air as a fluid, and it will be forced to move the turbine. In case of steam power plant, we'll be using steam, high pressure and high temperature steam to superheated steam to strike our turbine blades, and turbine blades moves. So it is a fluid hydraulic actuators. So I'm going with option number A, hydraulic and pneumatic actuator. Hydraulic and pneumatic actuators will be mostly of rotatory motors or as linear pistons or cylinders. Question number 7. Types of hydraulic and pneumatic actuators include. Option number A is given as linear actuator. Option number B says rotatory actuators. Option number C says valves. And option number D, all the above. Hydraulic and pneumatic actuators is of three types: linear actuators, rotatory actuators, valves. So I'm going with option number D, all the above. Linear actuators gives linear motions. Rotatory actuators gives rotatory motions as output. Valves is for controlled actions. Of valves is direction control valve, pressure control valve, process control valve. Okay. Question number 8. Linear actuators include. We have two types of linear actuators: single acting cylinder and double acting cylinders, where piston moves in only one direction in our single acting cylinder, and we have two outputs in our double acting cylinders. Option number C says both A and B, and option number D says air motor. Single acting cylinder and double acting cylinders comes under linear actuators. Motor means rotatory motion, we all know that. So I'm going with option number C, both A and B. Question number 9. Rotatory actuators include. Question number 9 says rotatory actuators include. Option number 8 said linear actuators. For in case of linear actuators, we'll be going with single acting cylinder and double acting cylinder. Okay. For rotatory actuators, option number A, air motor is given. Option number B says rotatory actuator. Option number C says both A and B, and option number D says pressure control valve. We know control valve comes under valves. Option number A means air motor. Air motor means will be giving air as input, compressed air as input, and I will getting rotatory motion as output. And for B, rotatory actuator is also a type of, it's a type of rotatory actuator, name as it says. So I'm going with option number C, both A and B. Question number 10. Valves include option number A, direction control valve. Option number B says pressure control valve. Option number C says process control valve. And option number D says all the above. In our any mechanism for hydraulic and pneumatic circuit, we'll be using direction control valve. We have also seen in if you are using a direction, if you are using any control for any circuit, any hydraulic and pneumatic circuit, will be having direction control valve. Also there will be a pressure control valve. Will be setting some pressure value. Above that pressure value only the process takes place. Below that pressure the process does not take place. If I am setting up to 230 kilopascal or 5 bar, if the pressure reaches up to 5 bar, till it reaches to 5 bar, the mechanism won't take place. After 5 bar takes place, after if the mechanism of the pressure inside the fluid, inside the cylinder comes for 5 bar, then only the mechanism takes place. In some components or in some machinery, in such machinery we'll be using pressure control valve, direction control valve for direction control for either of the circuits. And option number C says process control valve, control the process. So I'm going with option number D, all the above. We have 3 kinds of valves: direction control valve, pressure control valve, and process control valve. Question number 11. An actuator which can receive the electrical energy for motion is known as, which receives electrical energy for motion is known as. Option number A says electrical actuator. Option number B says electromagnetic actuator. Option number C says option number C says electromagnetic actuators. Actually it should be electromechanical actuator. Okay, I'm rewriting C as electromechanical actuator. Okay, option number C says electromechanical actuator. Option number D says all the above. We are giving electrical energy as input and and we are getting motion as output. So I'm going with option number A, electrical actuator, because in electromagnetic actuators we will be giving electricity, but magnetic field is used to actuate it. And in case of electromechanical actuators, same principle only. We are giving electricity, but some mechanical actuation takes place and output occurs. So I'm going with option number A, electrical actuator. Okay, here only pure electricity is applied. Here in this case also, in this case both B and C, we will be giving some other kind of energy, that is magnetic energy and mechanical energy. In B, electricity used to generate magneticity. From that magneticity, actuation takes place. In case of C, we are going to give electricity and mechanical motion is obtained. From that mechanical motion, actuation takes place. So in A only we are giving electricity and directly we will get output. In case of we'll get an output. Okay, that is only pure electricity. So I'm going to option number A, electrical actuator. Question number 12. The examples of an electrical actuator are: option number A is solenoid. Option number B is given as electrical motors. Option number C is given as DC motor. Option number D says AC motor. Option number E says stepping motor. Stepping motor or stepper motor. Option number F, all the above. All the given solenoid, electrical motors, DC motors, AC motors, stepping motor are the examples of electrical actuators. So I'm going with option by F, all the above. Hope you guys like this video. Friends, share this video with your friends and your college group and your Instagrams and Facebooks, so that other students will be benefited. Thank you guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.